Get ready for the Boss of the Sauce Show, AAC College Football 2019 Conference Preview right now. Yes, y'all. Just what you've been waiting for in the AAC, the UCF Knights. We're going to go over the UCF Knights. Now, the UCF Knights are out of Orlando, Florida. How beautiful. Josh Heupel is a second-year coach here, and he's come to do a good job. Now, everyone knows, since the media and everything, about the situation with the quarterback, with Wimbush coming over from Notre Dame, the quarterback from last year breaking his leg, and a bunch of other stuff. But the quarterback situation is something we got to sit back and watch here. But outside of that, this guy brings back 8 on offense, 5 on defense. On offense, he gets a running back, 2 wide receivers, a right guard, and a right tackle. And on defense, he gets back a defensive end, a linebacker, 2 corners, and a free safety. Now, the secondary situation at this school is supposed to be locked down right here. These are some good top-notch guys in the secondary. UCF kind of got their foot in their mouth, and they got to show and prove after saying that they were buried in Notre Dame. As soon as their quarterback got hurt, they went out. So they talked a lot of stuff last year. This year, they coming to back it up, and they got the returners to do that. And I don't see many teams in the AAC who propose a big challenge. But the question still will remain about Wimbush. BigRagoo, what's your input on this UCF team?
Those of you that followed me last year knew I was all over UCF for some big games last year. Made some good coinage with these guys. Josh Heupel, first-year coach last year. I mean, this team is all about tempo, scoring points, getting a high number of plays in per possession, getting, points per yards per point. They're big at that. And I'll tell you, defensively speaking, not a bad look last year. They're solid in the secondary, like you mentioned. And the quarterback position is going to be the big question mark here. They're bringing Wimbush, graduate transfer from Notre Dame. We know about that look there. And they still have Randy Shannon, defensive side of the ball. Their main challenge is probably going to be Memphis and their on the other side, and then Cincinnati and their division. So they're projected to win their side of the division, and they got them looking at a 10-3 overall schedule, maybe 6-2 in the conference. So I see a second-year coach in Heupel. I see a team that's motivated and wants to play football, and I see a lot of points being scored again, and I see another exciting football season coming up for the UCF Knights.
Now, with one loss last year to LSU, they looked very impressive going into this one. Although when the quarterback went down last year, they looked like they was going to lose it, but they did end up pulling it off. Now this year, they draw Stanford at home. They also got to play Houston, and they go to Cincinnati. So they don't have many obstacles in the road in this one, and that makes me go a little more pro UCF in this conference. They have the best offensive line. They're going to have one of the best secondaries, and they have a chip on their shoulder because they're trying to be dominant. And the AAC is one of those conferences, just like the Mountain West, that's kind of building right now, and they're becoming more prominent amongst other conferences, and they do so by staying relevant. You see all the coaching changes. You see all the returning players. You see all the top star recruits. And that's what's going on over here in the AAC. Shout out to the UFC Knights. I'm backing them. But I got to see what goes on with Wimbush. What about you, BigRagoo?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big question mark is the quarterback position. Don't forget there's a lot of talented football players in the state of Florida. The kids that don't commit to the bigger universities. I mean, in itself, the campus is a huge size campus, just like the one in Tampa, USF. So there's a lot of talent to go around in football. And like you said, chip on their shoulder. When these kids don't get picked up by the Floridas and the Florida States and the Miamis, they want to show out on the field and play their game. And that's what they do. And like you say, with Heupel coming on board last year, all about tempo for these kids. They bought into the system. And I think he's going to even improve a little bit further. But I'm really, really curious about that quarterback transfer from Notre Dame.
So stay tuned to the Boston Sauce Show. We are going to be having UCF on our watch list, and we're going to keep an eye on it, and we'll keep you updated. Next team up.
Yeah.